Well, in recent times, we've seen the evolution of traction, and nobody specialized better in that than Under Armour. And that includes some of the outerwear, which has got very, very specific technology embedded in it. Let's go find out what it's all about.
Yeah, so we had our 10-year anniversary of our signing of Jordan Spieth just this past fall. It's been an amazing 10 years. He's had an amazing career, and he's just been an incredible ambassador for us. And speaking from my point of view, he's been an incredible person to work with our footwear. We have the new Drive Pro launching this year, and we worked incredibly closely with Jordan. So this is the new Drive Pro Spike. This is what Jordan will be wearing this year. He's actually already worn it in his past 2 tournaments. He played great, so we know it was on the shoes. And there's a lot of technology built into this shoe. We partnered closely with Jordan, but we also partnered really closely with our biomechanist that's based out of France, JJ Rivet. So in our work with JJ, we developed the Swing Support System, or S3. Swing Support System, smarter traction, dual foam cushioning, lockdown lacing. In that testing, we had 5 European Tour pros come in and try our shoes versus competitor shoes, and we saw gains up to 14 yards when they put our shoes on. So we said, we've got something here. So we took this shoe to demo day, and we had people come in and they would hit 5 shots in their current shoes, and then they'd hit 5 shots in our shoes. And we'd show them the data, and we had 20-yard gains, we had 15-yard gains. Everyone had gains anywhere from 2 yards to 24 yards was our biggest gain. So it was really cool for people to experience, wow, this is the impact that a shoe can have on my game. A shoe is a piece of equipment that can make me better. And that's what we wanted to prove yesterday by being the only footwear brand out there on the equipment day, because we really look at the shoes like a piece of equipment. So a 3-fold technology built into the shoe where we have our custom spikes that give you that rotational resistance, directional traction. We have our dual foam midsole, so the foam is softer on the inside of the shoe and firmer on the outside of the shoe, so that as you're in your backswing, you're really sinking into that inside of the shoe, and the outside of the shoe is propelling you forward into your downswing. And then as you go into impact, you have that nice supportive cushioning to support you through impact. And then last but not least, you have the lockdown lacing in the upper. So you have this band that wraps your foot to give you support exactly where you need it, from lateral ball to the medial arch. So this Drive Pro overall giving you that perfect combination of performance, comfort, and style. So the Drive Pro pairs with the Drive Pro Spikeless. So same story with the Swing Support System, but we have this spikeless bottom where we do a very unique system in that it's dual compound. So we have the TPU here in the navy blue. That's that firm plastic piece that is really going to penetrate the ground more with these directional spikes and provides that rotational resistance. And then in the lighter blue is a soft rubber. So you get the soft rubber, the firm TPU. That soft rubber is going to provide more friction, more grab with the ground, and be really comfortable underfoot. And that firm TPU is really going to penetrate the grass and give you that firm traction where you need it. Same stories as we go up from there with the dual foam cushioning and the lockdown lacing and the Drive Pro SL. And then last but not least, so if the Drive Pro is our top performance shoes, these are our top style shoes. We're focusing on comfort and style. We know the market is shifting that way a lot. This is the Phantom golf shoe. So the Phantom really focuses on comfort with this full hover foam cushioning midsole. Really nice and plush, a lot of comfort for walking the course. We still keep our performance that's needed with the rotational resistance, directional traction in the bottom, waterproof in the upper with a coated vamp and the waterproof membrane on the inside. So it's giving you that style and comfort of a sneaker with the performance of a golf shoe.
New for Fall 24, we're really excited. We want to bring youthfulness to it. We want to bring a fun new perspective to the game, but also making sure that we keep innovating and bring that technology to the golf apparel that we are known for as Under Armour. We really work with our consumers. We do focus groups with the youth all the way up to professionals, and we get them to give us their feedback. The technology is something that they look for, and they're really excited with what we keep coming out with. So we have storm, we have wind protection, we have new insulation that's lighter and warmer. And we get their feedback, they try it on, we do one-day diagnostics actually, take it to the range with college kids, and they give us feedback on the spot. It's awesome. And then we're taking that feedback and trickling it down into youth as well, so that we're able to affect golfers all ages. New for the season, we have some layers, and It's all about warmth without the weight here. Still bringing in your storm technology. We want protection from the elements. You're gonna get wind resistant, but with this new insulation, it's going to be 30% lighter, but 70% warmer. And it's gonna have amazing stretch. So when you go and play, you're not gonna feel any restriction, but it's gonna protect you from everything. And then we have a couple options here. So you'll have your all over woven option, as well as layers. So bringing in the woven paired back to the hybrid as well. So if you don't need that complete protection, you're still gonna get the storm, but it's going to be more of a mid-layer weight for you versus your outer garment. Obviously, we're an athletic company. You're still gonna get some of those brights, but it's about making wearable pieces. So making sure we have great athletic color combinations that the guys can wear on and off the course, but also is gonna appeal to a wide range of consumers. So we really have taken that in consideration, and you'll see how that's going to evolve over the next few seasons as well. And then going into more mid layers, it's less about protection from the elements, but more about soft, cozy mobility, and we're bringing in this new fleece. So Under Armour is obviously known for performance fleeces. We want to bring that into Under Armour Golf. So with it, we're going to have 3 new silhouettes in this amazing heather fabric that has a super soft hand feel. And then we have new branding as well in the front, just a little bit more subdued, and it's going to be really easy for on and off course because we know like that's what the guys are looking for these days. So you'll have it in a crew silhouette, and then you'll also have it in a hoodie. Now we're seeing the hood obviously come onto the course a lot more these days, and honestly, golfers of all ages are wearing it. So it's really exciting for us to be able to bring it in here. And now we know that we want some weight in the hood. So with this fabric, it is gonna keep the hood kind of in place, which is nice, but you'll still get like that athletic hoodie silhouette. And then it is about bringing fun to the course, right? So this season, we're having this new amp pack, and it kind of takes a nod on Caddyshack. So if you look at this fleece right here, we have our little gopher guy having a little bit of fun here, bringing it into men's and women's. As we know, women's also want to have fun, get into the action. Have some fun graphic hoodies. Again, bringing what Under Armour is known for into the golf space. And then also we know that things are getting a little bit more relaxed. So bringing in what we call a range tee. So when it's gonna tie into the pack, bringing in some stripes from our polos into this t-shirt that you can wear in more public courses as well as on the range, but making sure we're still speaking to that golfer. So for 2024, you're gonna start to see Jordan wearing some of these new technologies. We're also really excited about some of the things we're highlighting on him, these next coming majors. So we have a new thing coming out where in spring 24, on Fridays, he's actually going to be wearing a signature print that ties back to the major that he's playing in. So you'll see him in that on Fridays, and then it will continue into the fall season as well. We're really excited about women's golf as well. In spring 24, we've seen great growth. We're really focusing on what's important to her. She's looking at trends outside of golf, so we're trying to take that, bring it to new silhouettes here, but also making sure that she can still golf in them. So we're gonna have some new skirts, different lengths. Pocking's important, you'll have that. You'll also have new silhouettes that we have a little bit more boxier cut, but also making sure that you can tuck in, because you wanna still be able to play without distraction.
Well, in the background is Abu Dhabi Golf Club, the first hole. I'm not really there. I'm actually in Orlando at the PGA merchandise show, and we had TrackMan. And TrackMan is a company that's evolved out of technology that helps you understand your game, but at the same time, the gamification is amazing. You can play all these golf courses around the world. Let's catch up with those who know and find out what TrackMan is all about.
TrackMan has stood behind golfers for more than 20 years, both outdoors and indoors, changing the way we practice, play, and compete. Now, it's time for a new point of view. Introducing TrackMan IO, optimized for the indoor game. Powered by a breakthrough combination of technologies for a level of accuracy and realism that only TrackMan can deliver. All in a compact ceiling-mounted design with minimal space requirements, so you can stay on top of your game all year round. This is TrackMan IO, and this is indoor golf elevated.
We're all about product development at TrackMan. Actually, when we started out 20 years ago, when we founded the company, the original idea was to, when you are on a driving range 20 years ago, you were hitting balls, and you could look at the ball fly, but you didn't get any feedback. Was this longer than the previous shot? Was that more accurate than yesterday or a week ago? So our initial idea was to be able to measure where did that ball land on a driving range and feed back that to the person on a screen in front of them, and then build upon that. That could be practice and entertainment applications. So the technology we developed was, I mean, my background, I used to be head of R&D for a company making radars for military applications, and that was tracking missiles and bullets, all full trajectory. So my solution to the challenge of tracking a golf ball was to track the entire ball flight. And it turned out that there was nobody else that could do that, and especially not with the accuracies that we could do. So that meant that all the equipment manufacturers, and then later when we added club data, there was for coaches and so on. So we actually, even though range was the initial idea, or the reason for founding TrackMan, we took a long detour.
The journey has been really interesting because at the start we were designing hardware and software for golf coaches and elite golfers. Now, if you look around our stand, it's all about entertainment. The majority of our business is now trying to get more non-golfers to play golf through making it fun and entertainment. So I'll hopefully show you a few of our features. The TrackMan range product for commercial ranges, which is really the reason we've broken into South Africa recently with our new ranges at Swartkop and Mount Edgecombe in Durban. And we've got, rather than one TrackMan unit you see behind me for one golfer, we can have 20, 30 golfers using TrackMan at the same time. So it really adds that entertainment feature.
What's unique about TrackMan is not only do you measure some of the launch conditions and so on, and can tell how far would this ball actually had gone had there been no wind, but we also tell how far it actually is. We're tracking three-dimensional all the way. We're the only product in the world that can do that. And that means for a tour player, you both are interested in knowing, am I swinging differently than I did last week? So that's where the normalized data comes into play. But you also want to be able to play the course of this week, and that means you have to adapt to the actual conditions. So if you're a tour player and you don't have a TrackMan, it's just a question about when.
We still have the best golf coaches in South Africa, the best players, PGA Tour and European Tour players, using our product for very deep statistics and analysis. But at TrackMan, we still have a very serious dedication to being the top of the pyramid for the best golfers in the world. You go to any tour event, you've got 80–90% of players using TrackMan, and we'll always be that kind of top of pyramid product for the elite players. But what I love is we've now created a product that works for non-golfers, beginners, kids, families, and ultimately that's what we've done at these new range venues in South Africa.
TrackMan has always been addressing the world market and never been isolated to. We are out of Denmark, which is a really small country, so we've always thought of this, that this is for the better of golf in the greater world. So now being able to also expand into South Africa is just very, very special, and we'll love to see that expand even further.
Not many people have 5 hours to spend on playing 18 holes on green grass. So the entertainment golf has got popular because I can go and play my favorite course, Royal Portrush, in 40 minutes in an indoor sim, and I can play against my friends, and it's so welcoming now, it's so inclusive. You can wear jeans, you can go to an indoor golf center or a TrackMan driving range and play your favorite course, wear jeans, wear shorts, It's just a really nice entry level into the game where people are less nervous about that whole stigma of going to a golf club and am I wearing the right clothing. So it's made it easier for people to get into golf, and the fact that you can play 300 golf courses when you're just out with your mates, maybe having a beer, it's absolutely perfect.
Golf shoes have always been about stability and support. And one of the companies that has taken the fashion element of that to a new level is Puma Golf. Let's go and have a look at what's coming to South Africa in the next couple of months.
The way I swing, I have to be able to trust my shoes. With these spikes, I don't have to worry about shit.
It starts with the look. Stability, comfort. The traction is super important. It's gotta have grip.
The all-new Puma Phantom Cat.
Brand new tour shoe of the season is our Phantom Cat Nitro. We're really excited about this one. Essentially, we kind of went into the season knowing that we needed a new tour shoe for the guys of Ricky Fowler, Gary Woodland, Justin Suh. We really wanted to kind of flip it on its head, tell a really compelling story, and something nobody has told before. So as we were talking with our suppliers and going through the design process, we actually found out there's a really small percentage of the golf population that actually replaces their spikes. So we got to thinking, what are some other grass sports out there between American football, global football, other sports like that are played on soft surfaces, and the cleats that they use? Well, at one point or another, those cleats were also a screw-in receptacle, just like golf is currently, but now they've transitioned into a molded bottom where the cleats are molded directly into the outsole. We started to get to thinking, how does that improve or change our process? Well, that does two things when you mold directly into the outsole, a cleat directly into the outsole. Two things. It removes components, so it lightens the shoe a little bit, and it also allows us to add some more foam underneath your foot, making it more comfortable. And then, as our design team then continued to kind of go down the process and think about exactly how we can mold cleats into the bottom of the outsole, well, they said if we're molding directly into the outsole, then we can change the shape completely. And that's exactly where we came up with this flex spike design. Essentially, they took two cleats, which used to be this circular shape, fused them together into one. So now you're making the shoe lighter by just the nature of eliminating the amount of parts that you're using. Because it fuses two cleats into one, you're actually getting more surface contact with the ground for a single cleat. And what that does, it provides you with more traction. Because of the surface area, and there's more surface area, you're actually getting less hot spots underneath your foot and also into the ground. So you may be concerned with the aggressive look of this shape of the spike. It actually marks soft grounds, AKA greens, less than your normal spike would. We continued on, of course, making sure that we have some of our premium technologies. We have nitro foam in the heel. Nitro foam is a nitrogen-infused process of making the foam. Basically, there's microscopic nitrogen air bubbles inside of this foam, which makes it very, very soft and also super lightweight. So you get really good ground feel because you have nothing impeding underneath your foot with the flex spikes. But our Pro Foam midsole also responds very nicely, so you're able to feel all the undulations underneath your foot. And then from an upper perspective, keep it nice, clean, and considered. Full grain leather, 1 year waterproof warranty with a bunch of different colors that you can see here. It's very clean, but as soon as you flip it over, you get some really nice hits of color. And then also we have the new Puma Avant. Us here at Puma, we're like to be that perfect intersection of both fashion and sport. Well, the traditional shoe market is something that's definitely come back in a strong way. It's not going away, and us being at Puma, we can definitely play in that space. From an upper perspective, you get the nice, clean saddle look of your traditional shoe, and then all the performance is coming from the midsole and bottom unit. We have full-length Pro Foam, so it's comfortable all day long. But then what you'd normally see on your traditional shoe would be a leather welt, where the upper is attached to the midsole. We have a TPU welt. What that does, it provides a little bit of torsional stability and rigidity, making it super playable. But then from an outsole perspective, in case you ever forget what sport you're playing, we threw golf in there and a traction lug, but also over 140 points of traction. So you're not gonna slip no matter what surface you find yourself on, with full-length carbon rubber there. And then lastly, we have our Fusion Crush Sport. A great everyday shoe. Very accessible price point with a breathable mesh upper that does have a membrane behind it. So in case you find yourself out there in some wet, dewy mornings, you know that you're gonna stay protected for the most part. Full-length Fusion foam with a carbon rubber outsole. It's a shoe that you can wear, to the course, to the range, to the office, to the grocery store. And you never feel like you're out of place wearing the shoe at all because it does have a sleek and kind of almost running inspired look to it.
One of the wonderful things about coming to America is the sense of patriotism here. Americans love America. And we come here as South Africans and we see a brand on display, Booyah Clothing. I mean, wow, it's so amazing to see these young guys who have put together a brand that's comparable with anything in the world. And it's all happening in America as well as South Africa. So let's go have a look and see exactly what their brand is about, how it evolved, and what sort of products they have on offer.
Both myself and Ruan being adamant golfers our whole life, we got fed up with paying 1,500 Rand a shirt. And we're quite stylish, quite trendy kind of people. And I saw the logo and I just thought, Ruan approached me, I said, listen, we must make this a business. Booyah means a moment of excellence in sport. If you drain a long putt, that was Ruan's idea. If you drain a long putt, get the excitement of a booyah going, and just caught on. Playing around Silver Lakes, people just hear people shouting Silver Lakes all over, draining long putts and giving the good old booyah. We started off in South Africa, producing locally. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the quality we wanted, so we flew out to China, Vietnam, went to see different manufacturers, and we sort of made our own compositions of what we thought is the best golf actual shirt and product we can put out there, and it was received well. We launched September 2022, and the response was amazing. We decided that obviously if we want to take this brand to the next level, be consistent to have enough stock levels, we partnered with Altitude Wealth and we got financial backing. And that gave us the opportunity to really take this brand to the next level. So that gave us the opportunity to expand to different countries. We are in 12 different countries at the moment. We expanded recently to the States, which is a tough market to crack. But we've done really well. We've approached a guy called Brad Lowings. He's our CEO and runs the business in America. We've been over here the last 10 months about 3 times, and the response we're getting in America is the same as South Africa.
The feedback that I had personally coming into this, I did it myself when we first started here. Going out to the grass clubs, just dipping my toes in the water, and it was just something magical. The response I was getting, I knew we had to grow. So we went full steam ahead. We got the reps out throughout the country, and we managed to actually get into other countries. We're into Canada, we're into Puerto Rico. We have 2 clubs in Puerto Rico already. I've never even been to Puerto Rico, but our product is so profound that people seem to be drawn to it, even if they're not from here.
We want people to wear Booyah. So you don't want a different logo on a hat, different logo on a shirt. We want to go kit out in Booyah and get part of the lifestyle of Booyah and what we stand for. And one of our slogans are, it's not just golf, it's a lifestyle.
It stems mostly from the quality of the products, the attention to detail, the logo. It's a really sexy logo. That's, I think, what grabs the store's attention. That's what says to them it's a relatively unknown brand, but let's bring them in, give it a try, and it sells so fast once it's in.
It's just been amazing. The journey the last 2 years, if I look back, it's unbelievable actually. Other brands take 10, 20 years to get where we are, and we're quite proud of what we've done. The designs and the brand building Ruan has done, and the brand development in the actual product, we can compete against any top brand out there if it comes to golf apparel, and we're very proud of it.
So walking around the show, the one thing I've realized is that where our creative team is at is exactly where the market's going. With a slight twist, we always have a little booyah to our products. Just that little extra that makes it something special. Again, going back to the attention to detail, the 3D logos, be it silicone or the embroidery, there's always something a little more booyah to it. But walking around the show, I gotta say, I feel very confident about our growth in this country. Walking around, getting hands on the materials here, we're ahead of the game. We just need everyone else to see it. Now we're gonna show it to them. And that's our goal in the next 5 weeks.
We had massive response from large corporates in South Africa. We've done many corporate companies the last 12 months approached us. We did some unique designs for them, and they love our product. Our pricing is good, and the quality is amazing for what they get.
As far as the forecast goes, I'd have to say about 100 stores in the next 12 months. Between 100 and 150, I think that's a sustainable growth pattern for us.
Thank you for joining us for episode 1 of the PGA Merchandise Show here in Orlando. We've showed you a host of different products which will be in South Africa shortly. And the common thread for me has been around fitting, whether it's fitting your golf ball, fitting your shoes and your clubs. It's really, really important. I would suggest you go and see your local PGA professional or your local retailer who'll give you more information. Watch out for episode 2, where we continue on this journey into the golf equipment world.